Welcome, Bat Family, to a shadowy corner of the comic book world. Today, we're peeling back the layers of Detective Comics number 27, a tale that would rewrite history. Before we tread this murky path, let's set the stage. In the grim 1930s, when comic books were nothing more than ink and paper, Detective Comics was just another name on the city's beat. DC? It stood for Detective Comics, the same place where the Dark Knight made his debut. But rewind the clock to those gritty days, and you'll unearth a Batman that's a far cry from the brooding vigilante we know today. Our story begins with a peculiar pair, Police Commissioner Gordon and his upper-crust pal Bruce Wayne. Little did they suspect they'd soon be caught in the web of a city gone mad. Gordon tosses a curveball into the conversation, the enigmatic Batman, a mysterious figure aiding the police in their ceaseless battle against crime. But before long, the plot thickens, and Bruce Wayne assumes the role of a passive bystander. The mystery unfurls like a thick fog as we uncover the chilling murder of Lambert, a wealthy tycoon known as the Chemical King. He's just one piece of a dark puzzle, a quartet of businessmen including Kane, Rogers, and Stryker. The tension skyrockets when Crane, one of Lambert's partners, meets a grisly end, and a crucial document vanishes into the shadows. Enter the masked enigma known as Batman. He crashes onto the scene, a dark avenger with physical prowess that leaves criminals trembling. But here's where we encounter a peculiar quirk from the era, narration that spells out the action, a redundant reminder of the world we inhabit. Despite the wordy narration, Batman triumphs, retrieving the stolen document and vanishing into the abyss. As the plot thickens like the fog on a cold, rainy night, Rogers, another partner in the scheme, confronts the last man standing, Stryker. But treachery simmers beneath the surface as Rogers is silenced, sent on a one-way trip to a deadly chamber. In the darkest hour, Batman swoops down, a phantom of justice blocking the chamber's path and executing a daring escape. But the story doesn't fade to black there. A twist lurks in the shadows, unveiling Stryker as the puppeteer pulling the strings behind these macabre acts. Batman confronts Stryker, his voice a low growl in the night, questioning the man's sinister choice to hire assassins rather than negotiating with his partners, all for the sake of a few dollars. And then, in a moment that still sends chills down spines, Batman delivers an unexpected justice, a devastating blow, sending Stryker tumbling into a pit of acid. A scene far removed from the hero's later code against killing. A twist that would birth theories about the birth of a future nemesis, the Joker. As the comic reaches its zenith, it reveals a secret as stark as the city's skyline at midnight. Bruce Wayne, the playboy, the socialite, is none other than the mysterious Batman. This tale serves as a window into a bygone era, a time when comic books were just taking their infant steps. Detective Comics was a gritty playground for creators to experiment, and it's here that the legend of the Dark Knight was born. One striking detail that sets this early Batman apart is his cowl, those bat horns emerging not from the sides, but as extensions to his eye mask, a visual oddity that leaves a distinct impression. Forget the sleek black Batmobile. This Batman cruises in a standard 1930s coupe. Crimson-red ride that contrasts sharply with the high-tech Batmobile we've grown accustomed to. In an era before intricate origin stories, we're given no tragic tale of parents lost to crime. Instead, Bruce Wayne takes to the night as a response to the affliction of affluence. Wealth, it seems, can be a prison of its own. But what we do see in these few gritty pages is the embryo of a character who's part detective, part action hero, a character whose intelligence and physical prowess shine through. Both the art and the writing, while not groundbreaking, serve their purpose. It's a journeyman's work devoid of flourish or refinement. The colors, though, stand out, not for their brilliance, but their garishness, a product of early four-color printing. In the final confrontation, backgrounds shift from orange to green to pink without rhyme or reason, adding to the feeling of a journeyman's hand at work. But let's not forget the most critical aspect, the historical significance. In the first few pages of this comic, a hero emerges. A hero who would change the comic book landscape forever. And then, the bombshell that must have left 1939 readers stunned. The Batman, unmasked as none other than Bruce Wayne, the millionaire playboy. A revelation that marked the start of something far bigger. In 1939, a year overshadowed by the Great Depression and the rise of sinister forces abroad, the comic book world was undergoing its own transformation. Superman had just crashed onto the scene, redefining the very notion of superheroes. It was an era where the concept of masked vigilantes was gaining momentum. when a product soars to popularity, it's only natural for others to attempt to cash in on the trend. Enter Captain Marvel, later renamed Shazam, a creation fueled by the desire to replicate success. DC Comics wanted its next blockbuster, and thus the stage was set for Batman. For the longest time, the story of Batman's creation was obscured by shadows. The official tale painted Bob Kane as the sole visionary, inspired by the pulp stories of the 30s, crafting a character with a noir sensibility, distinct from the godlike Superman. But reality had a different story to tell. Bob Kane, wrestling with a looming deadline imposed by DC, reached out to a colleague and a friend, Bill Finger, a figure who, over the years, has emerged as the unsung hero behind the creation of the Dark Knight. Here lies a crucial aspect. Kane's contract with DC granted him sole credit as the creator, leaving Finger in the shadows, unsung and uncredited for decades. It wasn't until 1965, when Finger publicly spoke about his contributions, that the truth began to emerge. In terms of creative vision, Kane's initial concept for Batman was far removed from the iconic figure we recognize today. Red tights, black trunks, and a peculiar design, including stiff wings and a domino mask, were part of Kane's original vision. However, it was Bill Finger who championed a significant transformation in the character's design. He insisted on emphasizing the bat-themed elements, leading to the classic look we know today. Finger's contributions weren't confined to aesthetics. He played a pivotal role in shaping Bruce Wayne's dual persona, the playboy illusion to shield Batman's true identity, a mask within a mask. When it came to thematic influences, both Kane and Finger drew inspiration from the pulpy shadows. The Shadow, a pre-existing pulp hero, cast a long silhouette on Kane's vision. In the early days, Batman bore a striking resemblance to the Shadow, a vigilante with no qualms about wielding guns and taking lives. It's crucial to note that Batman's moral code, as we know it today, took time to evolve. The Dark Knight's strict no-killing policy emerged later, in stark contrast to his initial lethal inclinations. Another influence, crystal clear upon reflection, is Zorro. Bob Kane was captivated by The Mark of Zorro, a movie that would echo through Batman's origin. The movie's significance even extends to the Waynes' tragic night out, the night young Bruce watched The Mark of Zorro. Despite the debates and controversies surrounding the creation, Bob Kane brought forth a groundbreaking notion. In a world of superhuman gods, Batman would stand as a mortal, a beacon of humanity amid the extraordinary. Batman, a symbol of justice and good, has etched his mark deep into the tapestry of Western pop culture. The history of Bob Kane and Bill Finger, with all their complexities, lies, and manipulations, remains a significant chapter in our cultural legacy, the legacy of the Dark Knight. As one delves deeper into the ink-stained pages of Detective Comics number 27, you uncover a gritty hero, born from the shadows of a tumultuous era. This character, shrouded in mystery and duality, would grow to become an enduring icon. Join us in our next chapter, where we journey into Batman's own solo comic book, issue number 1, as we witness the birth of a legend. If you're as captivated by the dark allure of Batman as we are, make sure to bat-scribe to our channel and hit the bat-like button. Stay tuned for the next installment of our exploration into the world of the Dark Knight.